A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. We have today Mr. Valero Thomas 13, followed by Luke 1234. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you with me this evening for this flight aboard the excellent Black Square Baron for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Good evening to you, Mr. Palder Pilot. Glad to have you with us this evening as well. And today is a continuation for our last live stream where we took on the Bonanza from Swansea to Liverpool. Today we are flying in the United States. We are going to be doing a bit of a longer flight from Key West to Orlando in the state of Florida, and we are today in the Baron 58P. This is the pressurized version of the aircraft, as we are going to be flying at a much higher altitude than in the previous flight. We're going to begin again by really admiring the beautiful texturing and the visuals of the model by Black Square. Again, nothing short of spectacular in this model. Just like the Bonanza, again, the attention to detail is simply exquisite. Very, very nice texturing all over the model with very high resolution textures, photo real, and the attention to detail is simply insane. A very well developed model, highly authentic replica of the real Baron, not just from the looks perspective, but also from the performance and the systems, as we will witness in just a little bit from now. But I really, really like what Black Square has done with this aircraft. Again, you can see here the engine, and look at the attention to detail and the little markings there with, I guess this is splatter from oil. You can see the streaks there, and you know, the tear and wear on the propeller. Very nice use of PBR materials as well, making this aircraft look extremely authentic, extremely realistic as well. Again, we can see here the nose gear, again, hydraulic landing gear fill. It's got all the decals there explaining. Look at the beautiful taxi lights there. They look just so real. I mean, it looks like a real bulb there. Very, very nice indeed in terms of the texturing. Now, in terms of the interior of the aircraft, I can say pretty much the same. It looks simply outstanding. A very, very nice rendition of the real Baron and every detail. And this one's got also a nice cabin here. We can go to the back again, the nice leather seats, and you've got the tray table here as well for your passengers. Really nicely done aircraft, and probably the best general aviation aircraft created for Microsoft Flight Sim. Again, this aircraft by Black Square really gives me a reason to come back to Microsoft Flight Sim and fly again in the sim. It is really that good. A very, very nice aircraft. Now, it has exactly the same treatment in terms of the electronic flight bag. So it's got only this aircraft has dual engines, so the left engine here and the right engine. So we've got a little bit more workload to worry about during this flight. And we've got our payload. We need about 500 pounds of fuel today for the flight. We do have sufficient fuel. I'm just going to bump it up a little bit here to 361 pounds each. That's about 722 pounds of fuel, which is more than sufficient for our flight. We're going to leave everything else the same. Again, you've got the simulation of the electrical systems. The cabin here, it's quite warm, so we do want to get, let me open the where is the window? There we go. Let me open the window. We're going to let some cool air into the aircraft until we start it. And then, of course, we'll start the air conditioning system and cool down the cabin. It's quite warm, so we do want to get the show underway. So let's go ahead and get things started. Very quickly here, our flight briefing today, folks, is we are going to be... Ooh, I do have this Elevatics thing running, don't I? All right, let me just fix this real quick, guys. We are not going to be using Elevatics today. So let me just remove that so that it doesn't bug you guys. There we go. That's much better. Okay, so our flight today is going to be a departure in VFR conditions from Key West International Runway 09er, which is to our left. And we are going to be cruising at 19,000 feet. There, 19,000 feet, arriving about 50 minutes later into Orlando International, runway 35 right, through the Mine 6 arrival. And the transition into our star today is Romeo Sierra Whiskey, or RSW. Right, so straightforward stuff here. Our flight plan, again, very straightforward. We're going to take off 09er. We're going to fly direct to Carno, direct to RSW, and then it's the arrival into Orlando. All right, we're going to get the things underway here. Let's remove the control lock. We're going to bring up the checklist here. Again, we're not going to go through everything here. Again, we're just going to make sure that the cowl flaps are open for engine start, which they are now. The flaps are up, avionics are off, all the other switches are in the off position. We do want to put the mixture on full rich, and the props are full forward. So that's done there. And then we're going to go to the landing gear, make sure the landing gear is down. All circuit breakers are in, and they are all modeled and functional for extra realism. So if you want to push the challenge a little bit further, you can definitely, click at these circuit breakers there and fail some of the aircraft equipment. CO detector, again, we can that's okay. We'll just assume that it's tested. Now, I think we need the battery. Okay, so we have the battery on and left and right alternators. So let me remove this here. This is battery switch on. Left and right alternators are both on. Perfect. And then we want to check the left and right fuel boost pumps. Right, definitely audible. And that one is audible as well. And everything else here is good. Okay, we're going to go to a cold start. So full rich, high RPM, the throttle full open. So we're going to, again, I want to show you guys here. We're going to bring this to the side. Let me remove this here for a sec. And we are going to go to the right engine first. And we're just going to watch the fuel flow into the engines and the cylinders. So we're going to put the right engine on full open, and then we're going to go to the fuel boost pump here. Let's make sure our beacon lights are on, and let's go full here. And we can see the fuel coming in, and now we have it there. And we're going to bring this back, open 1/2 of an inch open, and then we can now start the right engine. So we're going to come here to the right engine.
Clear prop.
Both, and we can put this down here a bit. And there we have it. A good start on the right engine. Very nice. And the sounds are, the engine start is so well done. And now we have the engine here running. Perfect. And we're going to repeat the same for the left engine. So we're going to come here to the left engine, and I'm going to bring this up here so you guys can, again, see what's going on. And we're going to bring the left throttle to full open, and then fuel boost pump to high. Again, watch the fuel. There we go. And we bring it back 1/2 of an inch open, and we're going to start the left engine. Very, very nice. And we have a good start on both engines. Perfect. And now we can actually put this away here, but now you can see again the electrical power, how everything's powered. And we can also see the avionics bus is still off. So if I move this to the side and turn on the avionics power, you can see now the switch has flipped. And now we have the avionics bus, and the main bus is both operational. You can see the aircraft instruments coming to life. Very, very nicely done. We'll put this away now and start entering our flight plan. Okay, so we actually need to lean the mixture for taxi, but we'll leave it now at 1,000. We have about 1,100 RPM. That's okay. Let me just set my throttle here. There we go, right about there. Excellent. Okay. We're going to set the altimeter as well. All right, let's go ahead and configure our flight plan. Let's come down here, and there we go. Okay. I'm going to put this to the side here and bring up Navigraph charts. Okay. We have with us Mr. Salazar. Welcome aboard. Can't get enough of these planes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mr. Ronald, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel. Glad to have you here. Brick Taylor, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. All good. Have you tried the A2A Airstar? Yes, I have. And I was very disappointed. Being an aircraft from A2A, the whole concept of the release and the beta thing just didn't sit very well with me, and the aircraft is really not all that great. Hello there, Carl. Welcome aboard. No, I'm not getting any DMs from you. No. I'm getting it from everyone else, by the way, except for you. I'm not really sure why. Okay, so we're going to go okay, enter, and enter. And now we can go and set our flight plan. Perfect. So we're going to click here on FPL. We're going to click here once, and then we are at Key West. So that's K, and then we're going to go Echo, and then Yankee. All right, so Key West. All right, that's, there we go, and W. All right, so that's Key West. There we go, Key West International, and enter. And then we're going to fly direct to Carno. So we're going to go here, and we're going to enter Carno. What did I do? There we go. All right, C, A, and then R. Oh, what did I do? All right, I messed it up. All right, let's go and do this again. All right, C, A, and we want the letter R. And then N, November. And finally, uniform. There we go. Carno, that's the one. Enter that. Perfect. And then it's direct to Romeo Sierra Whiskey. All right. Romeo Sierra. And then Whiskey. All right, there we go. And there. Excellent. Enter that. We want the VOR in the USA. So there's, it looks like another VOR in Poland, but that's the one we want in the US. And then it's our destination, which is Orlando. And Orlando is Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar. Kilo Mike Charlie, and then Oscar. All right, perfect. That's Orlando, and enter. Now, let's go ahead and enter the approach. For this, we're just going to come very quickly here to the approach plate for 35 right at Orlando. And we can also bring up our nav symlink. There we go. So if we look here, it looks like there is a C-Ray or C-Ray. There is also Hahana, but C-Ray is fine. So let's go ahead and select the approach. So we're going to go to procedure. We're going to begin with the arrival. select that. We are at which arrival here? Let's see. No, this is not the right arrival. Did I misspell? Ah, that's not right. Okay, let me clear that. Let's clear that. Clear that. And let's see here. I want to go to flight plan, and then I'm going to go to there. There we go. We're going to go to the arrival and select that. Why is it selecting? Let me see here. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll go to procedure. We're going to select the departure first. So the departure is, no, we don't want that. Why is it not, nope. Why is it not giving me the, I saw a nice Aerostar for sale years ago. It's a nice plane. I'm not sure why it's not giving me the approach. It's giving me the procedures for select the arrival. It's selecting airport, Key West. We can always configure this a little later during the flight. But I wonder why it's, you know, not... Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's not allowing us to enter the information there. Procedure. Select the approach. Now we're talking. Now we're getting... Alright, let's do it this way. So we're going to select the ILS. We're going to enter that. We're going to enter the arrival Cirrus. We're going to say load. We're going to say yes. And actually that works. But let me see if I can select the arrival now. So we're going to say enter that. And now it looks like we do have it. So we're going to select our arrival, enter that, and enter that, and load. Perfect. So now we have the correct, there we go. We have RSW, and then Unity. Then this is the approach, 35. Perfect. Finally, we have it working as it should. And we can zoom in here a little bit so we can see the flight path. Perfect. And we're going to do the same here. We'll zoom in a little bit. We want to go to menu. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see here. Nearest. No, that's not what we want. Want that. Which one? I think we'll leave it there. Alright, let me go back here to flight plan. And let's see here. Navigation. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, perfect. So we're all through here. And let's take a quick look here at the cabin. Cabin 37. Oof, it's very hot, guys. Let's go ahead and turn on the air conditioning real quick. And I want to put the blower on high. And now you can see that it's going to bring down the temperature a little bit. We're going to close the carb heat. Target temperature is 17. Yeah, that's reasonable. And then we'll worry about the rest during the flight. So let me... there is the... Okay, so let me see here. All right, that's much better. AC door is open. All right, now this device, it's the K something, has been modeled. The KX, I believe, KX something. It's been modeled to operate exactly like the real aircraft. So it has both the altitude and vertical speed functions. So we are going to first, this is the feet per minute, this is the altitude. So the outer knob for increase in thousands, we're going to put 19, we'll dial this down to 0, so 19,000. And we are going to click here and go for 1,000 feet per minute for our climb. And we'll leave this, we'll engage it later. And now we are pretty much ready to go. We have about full tanks there in on the aircraft. So we have about 722 pounds of fuel. And we are ready to go now. Okay, so let me put this away. Perfect. We'll bring back the yokes. We want to make sure that we are... Okay, so this is on. Everything here is good. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to turn on our taxi lights, and let's bring up the checklist here. We're going to go... We've already done the after starting, so we're going to lean now for taxi. So let me lean the mixture here a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, so the mixture is leaned, and we are good to go. Okay, so everything here is good. Let's go to the run-up real quick. Parking brake is set, and we want to check the annunciators, which are somewhere here. There we go. So all is good here. Parking brake set. Annunciators remote compass is set. Mixture is full rich. All right, so let's bring it back, and we're going to go to 1700 RPM. Right, 17. Did I click this by mistake? I think I did. There we go. That's better so you guys can hear the engines. All right, let's go to 1700 RPM. All right, it's about right here, and throttle, so exercise left propeller. All right, and the right propeller. Very good. And left magneto 150 drop. That's about right. So we're checking the right one here. And the left one. All right, everything checks okay. Instruments green, left alternator. Now we can do the test here just to check that the alternators are working. We're going to skip this. Windshield heat is on. Again, this is all for testing the anti-icing equipment. And finally, we're going to come here, set for takeoff. So we don't actually need flaps for this. We're going to make sure that the door seal and the cabin pressure is set. And we're going to come here to the cabin altitude and set it as well. So let me come over here. And where is it? All right. Cabin altitude. That's what I wanted there. Let me go down here and scroll down. And we're going to add this we'll set it to 20,000. There we go. That's 20,000. And everything now is ready to go. Let me bring back the throttles. And we're going to lean the mixture here for taxi. And everything now should be in order. Okay, perfect. Flight directors are on. And we're good to go. All right, folks, let's go. Mr. Martini, welcome aboard. Mr. Mohan, welcome from Sacramento, California. Glad to have you here with us. Hello, Steve. The never-ending bobbing up and down makes me dizzy. Nice feature, but I think would get annoying. All right. Okay, so parking brake is released, and off we go to runway 09er for departure. This aircraft has a really nice feel to it. We want to check on the air conditioning, which we need to turn off for departure. So let me just go back here, and let's see here. Let me turn on the blower on high. We just want to cool the aircraft a little bit before departure. Those sounds are just outstanding. Very nice. Very nice aircraft altogether. The Baron and the Bonanza are really aircraft that I'm really enjoying. And like just one of you said, I really can't get enough of those aircraft. Really nice. All right, there we go. Here's the hold short. We're going to check on the cabin here real quick. All right, let's see here. We have that running. All right, so now we're going to go to the before takeoff checklist. Let me set the parking brake here real quick. And let's take a look. In flight, before takeoff, cabin pressure mode is already selected. The door seal mode is selected. Mixture of maximum. All right, so maximum full rich. The oil temperature is 24C minimal, which is... That's the oil. Yep, so we've got that already. Everything is in the green. We're good here. Air conditioning has to go off for departure, so let's go ahead and turn that off. Right, that's off. I want to make sure all of these are in. There we go. Excuse me. Landing lights on, taxi lights off, strobe lights on, and we're going to set the transponder to alt mode. So there we go. That's alt mode. Excellent. And the weather radar is already turned on. So we are ready to go, guys. Love the default Baron X-Men 11. Really fun. Absolutely. All right, so we are good to go here. Parking brake is released, and off we go. Check out those sounds. Very nice indeed. All right, that's runway 09er, and we are ready to go. We are going to rotate at about 80 knots. Right, there we go. Those engine sounds are amazing. Right, we've got full power, so throttle full open. 80 knots, rotate. Positive rate of climb. Here is going up. A little bit of wind there. And let's begin our turn. And we want 2,700 RPM. So we're going to bring the props a little back. There, 2,700 RPM. As we continue the climb. Lovely departure here from Key West in the state of Florida. Very nice. MSFS is looking phenomenal. Very nice, really. take a look here. All right. And with that, we can now go to the autopilot. Let's come here. We're going to say AP engage. We're going to go to nav. And now the aircraft should do its thing. We're going to come here also and say arm and engage. And now the aircraft is going to begin climbing. We'll monitor the speed as well. Let's take a look here at the cabin. 31. I think we can turn it on. All right, let's go to the checklist real quick here. So we have already taken off. Everything here is good. Cabin outs, differential and climb, that's okay. What else? Maximum continuous power, so mixture full, propeller 2700 RPM, throttle full open, cowl flaps are as required, air conditioning as desired. So we can turn on the air conditioning a little bit now, and let's turn on the blower as well. Let's see here. Everything here is good. Cabin heat and prop sync is on. So we're going to turn the prop sync, and now the continuous, so en route climb, mixture 2500 RPM. Right, let's go to 2500 RPM. Okay, and throttle 36. We need to bring it back a little bit. Right, that's about right. Cowl flaps, I think we're going to go ahead and close them. We can do it at cruise. Cabin pressure, air conditioning, cabin heater as required. All right, so the temperature has gone down now. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the blower on low. That is going to, we're going to turn off the air conditioning system. And if we look now here, I'm going to pull the heat, let me see here. Let's we'll turn on the vent blower. And we'll just monitor the temperature here. All right, so everything here is set, and we are continuing our climb now to 19,000 feet. Let's bring this up here so we can see where we're going. Perfect, all is good. And let's remove that. And we are on our way to Orlando. The Sky Check is in the house, ladies and gents. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. How are you doing, Mr. Martini? I hope you are well, my friend. Right, we're doing well here, just continuing the climb. And here's the beautiful scenery here over Key West as we depart. Very nice. The sounds are really phenomenal. Right, let's take a quick look here. 21. And we can turn on the heater. All right, and we are going to bring it slightly up. We want to target 19 Celsius is fine. Okay. 19 Celsius. It's going to be nice in the cabin. And 6,000 feet. All's looking good here. And here is a really nice wing view here as we depart. Very nice scenery here over this part of Florida in Microsoft Flight Sim. We're of course flying today in real time, real weather. It's been a very long day, guys. It's been a really very hectic day for me. And I actually almost canceled today. But I know that you guys have been waiting for this stream. And yeah, it's just I've been physically drained and emotionally drained as well in the last period, maybe the last couple of months. So it's really starting to take its toll, and I'm not getting any younger. So, yeah. So, we continue to climb now, and what I really like about, that's, I think, a little bit, let me bring this just a notch. There, let's see. 21? Yeah, 21 is fine. One of the things I really like about Black Square and Just Flight is that their quality control and their quality control check is of really the highest order. And I don't remember them releasing something that was broken. So sometimes, of course, they realize some things are not exactly as per the real aircraft, and, they make changes to it. And of course, we as flight simmers and people who invest in payware, we absolutely want continuous updates. But what I have found with Just Flight is they really take their time, and the same goes for Black Square. Of course, it's distributed by Just Flight, but they really take their time in doing very robust quality control, and they properly test their add-ons before release to the public to ensure that your experience is as smooth as possible. Again, in terms of performance, I think it's easy on the frames. It's easy. It doesn't really require that much resources. So overall, very, very happy with both Black Square aircraft. 19 Celsius is fine in the cabin, and we're going to take a look here. Cabin climb is okay. Everything here is in the green. And by the way, the fuel selectors are here, so they are on the main tank, so we're good here. And we're going to set our heading bug to our current direction of travel. There we go. Alrighty, perfect combination. I hope this stream will help you recover a little bit. Oh, thank you so much, perfect combination. Definitely being with you guys is one of, it's like therapy for me. After a long week and a long day. I recall the last time we did the stream, I think it was Saturday. So yeah, this whole week I haven't done anything. I haven't touched the Sims. I haven't touched my other channel. I haven't really done anything. It was just really very, very tiring. Right, we can now turn off the landing lights. It's just been really tiring, both physically, emotionally, and otherwise. So, yeah. Right, nice and steady at 1,000 feet per minute, 9,000 feet to go. We are just passing 10,000 feet now, heading over to Carno, and everything's looking perfect. Engine sounds are really, really nice. All right, so 18, let me bring this up just a little bit. All right, so there we go. 19. So we're just going to let a little bit of heat in. There's no need really for the air conditioning system. We're just going to monitor the cabin temperature, make sure that it remains comfortable for our, there's actually just me and the co-pilot today. So again, as I promised you guys, I will be bringing in back the short form videos here on the channel. And we are going to be delving back into how we started this channel about 11 years ago. The top 5 add-ons for X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim, what add-ons I'm using, things like, abandoned payware. Maybe I'll do the worst, maybe the top worst aircraft in X-Plane. I don't think I've ever done a video like that. But those would be like the worst, the absolute worst that you should not buy. You should feel free to cancel if you don't feel up to it. Q8 pilot, adequate rest is important. I absolutely agree with you, Mohan. But you see, there is a part when you're a content creator and you've been in this business for that long, there is a certain amount of responsibility that you feel towards the community, and it's like, you know, you can't just, you know, go for a couple of weeks with you know, with no content and without letting people know what's going on. It was actually an effort for me to even turn on the PC the last couple of days, but here I am. Yeah, and that's the good thing. Really appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the support. Indeed, if you don't feel right, just postpone it. Thank you very much, Mr. Valor. I appreciate the support, guys. And I would be very grateful if you could also hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help the channel. So here we are. Again, a very, very nice departure today from Key West. I've been to Key West once in real life. That was in 2021 when I made a trip to Florida. Yeah, it's I actually had a blast in Florida. Very, very nice. Again, this is a really nice view. Florida is very nice. I found the people of Florida to be very, very friendly. I was walking over to the aquarium. They have a really nice aquarium, and just on the way, I was queuing up to purchase the ticket, and you know, an older man approaches me and he says, "Are you buying a ticket for the aquarium?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I've got those free tickets, and so you're more than welcome to have them." And it was really nice. I mean, just out of the blue, came and gave me free tickets. It's like nothing like it. It's very cool. By the way, top worst MSFS add-ons, anything from M Scenery. I agree. Maybe you should slow down a little bit for some time and do it once a week. Yeah, maybe you're right, Mohan. Maybe I'll consider that. Those POS make a default aircraft feel like study level, for sure. This is really nice. I mean, even the cockpits, the sounds, the fidelity, everything. Ooh, what happened here? 11 Celsius. All right, let's bring this up here. Want to go to, let's see. All right, let's turn on the blower. No, we don't want 29, that's for sure. Five, 19, no, that's a little, yeah, 19 Celsius is fine. So the blower now will take care of the temperature. You can see this has now turned to green, and so now it's bringing some heat into the aircraft. All right, there we go. All right, so temperature is increasing. It's a bit cold. Right, we are at 15,000 feet, 4,000 feet to go. And let's see. That should help us warm up the cabin a bit faster. Very nice. Go 20. Okay, we'll check on that a little later, but right now everything is looking just fine. And if we look here over at Navigraph charts, and let's go to flight, so that's us right there. The destination is in 193 nautical miles. Very, very short flight, about 240 nautical miles altogether. Getting a bit chilly, minus 11 Celsius. Yeah. 14 Celsius here, so yeah, we can, yeah, it should, let me bring this slightly higher. All right, there we go. 17,000. And the aircraft, by the way, has the autopilot and the altitude and vertical speed device here works exactly as it should. So all is looking good here. And once we reach our cruise altitude, we'll start leaning the mixture. We can start actually leaning the mixture now, but we'll just wait a little while. All right, let's bring up the checklist here. So transition altitude, we are almost at the transition altitude. 18,000 in the US. So we're going to make sure that this is set to 29902, 29902. Okay, perfect. And let's go ahead and take a look at the cabin pressure is fine. So everything here is good. Excellent. Let's go to cruise. Now cold flaps are closed. Landing lights are already closed. The pitot heat is on if the outside temperature is less than 4 Celsius. So pitot heat. That's the pitot heat right here. Window heat, let's check here on the temperature, right? 60, that's good. Propeller heat as required, surface de-ice as required, fuel imbalance, we're good there. All right, so we're going to now start leaning the mixture. We want to take the propellers to 2,500 RPM. So let's make sure of that. Let's bring the props back to 2,500. Right, that's exactly 25. And this one exactly at 25. Throttle, we want to take it back to 33. So let's bring back the throttle. That's 34. That's 33. Excellent. Okay. And that's done. Cabin air as required. And all of that is as required. Let's take a look here. 16 is actually not bad. It's all right. Let me bring this out a little bit. There we go, 20 Celsius for the cabin. All right, and now we can start leaning the mixture. So let's come over here. Let's remove that, and we're going to click here once. Let's bring the prop back. Let's see. All right, let's lean. All right, peak EGT. Perfect. Let's bring it back. Let's check the temperature here real quick. Cylinder head temperature is a bit high, isn't it? Do they have a real-life application on the tablet that displays all this data, or is it just in MSFS? Oh no, this is actually this is something that comes with the plane. It's not MSFS, so this is totally the plane. So, yeah, all right. So we are at 160 knots. We've leaned our mixture, and the props are 2,500 RPM. And if we look here at the vitals for the aircraft, we have the manifold pressure at 33. We have the RPM at just 2,500. Actually, we can bring this back just a little bit here to make sure it's at 2,500 RPM. There we go. 2,500 RPM. Fuel flow is good. And the cylinder head temperature is a bit high. The oil temperature is good. All the other vitals are fine. Just the cylinder head temperature still in the green, but slightly high, I think. Okay, all good. 19,000 exactly, and we continue now our flight to Orlando. Okay, in the meantime, we're gonna go to our approach plate. So there's the approach plate. We're gonna note down the frequency and the final approach course. Now the frequency is 111.15 and the final approach course is 005 degrees. So we're gonna come here to our Garmin device. We're gonna make sure 111.15 is the active frequency. The final approach course is 005 degrees. So let's go ahead and set that here. So that's 360. It's right about here. Right there. So we'll just leave it there. Excellent. We have everything here working in exactly tip-top shape. Perfect. Let's bring up the yoke. Let's take a look here. 18 Celsius is the cabin temperature, which is pleasant. Mr. Ken Michael Larson, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us here, waiting for the PMDG 737. Yeah, it's a good aircraft. Though I have to say the contender to this is completely freeware in X-Plane, which is the Zibo 737. Right, let's see here. Message approaching VNAV profile. All right, so if we look out here and we look at Navigraph, now we're going to begin the descent when we are at 1,000 feet per minute. So we are still 168 from 19,000 to 1,500 is the platform altitude, I believe. Yeah, 1,600. So yeah, we about 60 nautical miles out, which should be fine. Okay. Looking good. I really am excited for Sim Update 4. I hear very good things about it. So hopefully it will bring a brand new experience to us in Microsoft Flight Sim. And with aircraft like this black square, I think, and we have many other airliners as well, so the likes of PMDG, Phoenix, FS Labs. I think, seriously, guys, we're in for some good times in Microsoft Flight Sim. I think we've got some really high-fidelity aircraft there that will definitely bring a lot of immersion to your flying experience, coupled with the beautiful scenery and the, Bing map satellite imagery that we see in this sim. I think we're in for a treat, really, moving forward. Not sure if my chat is stuck. Oh, it's not. Good. Okay. One cool cat. Hopefully the update allows us to use third-party planes in career mode. Yeah, hopefully. That's a really, really nice view there of the engine. And if we look here at the rest of the cabin, there we go. Here's another view right there. Look at that. Very nice. Okay. Set course to 350. All right, let's do that. That's 350. All right, Mr. Scott, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do, if we look at the approach plate, so this is what we can see here, is that we are going to go from Mini, so from Mons to Mini to Unity, from Unity to ORL, and then it will come back here and then do so. It's a kind of a long approach there. So we're not going to do that, folks. We are going to skip going to Unity, and once we are at mine here, we're going to fly direct to Sirai here, which is the transition into our final approach into Orlando. And we'll just take a note here that our platform altitude is 1,600 feet. Okay, 1,600 feet. Okay. Perfect. Looking here at the cylinder head temperature, we are good there. Excellent. A2A simulations or black square, what your opinion, Sam? To be completely honest, the A2A had the crown for a very long time, but black square really, really does bring things a notch up in terms of the realism, the immersion, and the overall fidelity of the aircraft. A2A has released excellent aircraft for P3D, for FSX, and for Microsoft Flight Sim. Unfortunately, their Aerostar that released recently, which I think, by the way, is still in beta, I think is not up to the mark. And I believe that Black Square is really doing something that no one else is doing. I really, really enjoy their aircraft a lot. I think they are an excellent aid, by the way, for anyone who wants to learn these aircrafts. It's definitely, it will be a great aid for those real-world pilots or real-world student pilots that are, doing their training, because it is really a very good aircraft. I think I can see some icing condition on the windshield there. Yeah, definitely some ice there. So let's come down here. We are going to turn on the pitos and prop windshield heat. There we go. All right, there we go. Perfect. And that should take care of the icing that I can see was forming on the window there. So that takes care of it. And we now continue our cruise to Florida, to Orlando, Florida. So yeah, to answer your question directly, Polder Pilot, I believe that Black Square has the edge now when it comes to general aviation aircraft. Very nice scenery as well here of the area. That is really, really cool. Lovely. All right. If we look at our charts here, we look at our flight path. So we are here, and it's showing the descent to destination still at 486 feet per minute. So we're not going to bother now. We'll just do it in a little bit. I'm going to let you guys enjoy some of the scenery here. I need to do something real quick and be right back with you. So let me just bring this here to the back and let you guys enjoy this beautiful wing view as I attend to something a little urgent here, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, I am back with you guys, and we are due to check on our flight here, see where we are. And let's see here. All is looking good here, so let me just take a quick look here and see where we are. Okay, so yeah, I think Microsoft Flight Simulator as a franchise has been a very successful franchise for Microsoft. I think it's made them a lot of money over the years. Needless to say that Asobo joining forces with Microsoft has been probably a step in the right direction for Microsoft, outsourcing the development of it as a game to Asobo. A lot of partners. Microsoft has definitely fostered a huge network of partners and developers developing for the platform, including Coronado, for example. Coronado was a developer that used to develop for both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim. Unfortunately, they went on radio silence for a while, and then when Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 came to light, they completely abandoned X-Plane. They started full and exclusive development on Microsoft Flight Sim. Understood for a company like Coronado, where the masses matter rather than quality. Some of their aircraft are actually not that bad. I'm just not really a very big fan of Coronado aircraft. I think they all fly the same, and there is really very little attention to the fidelity of system simulation. Although I have to say some of their aircraft are really, really good, but it's by chance. And I just, one of the things I don't understand with Coronado aircraft is that all their aircrafts, all, no exceptions, are tested by real-world pilots. And then when you fly the aircraft, they all fly the same. They all have the same issues. Visually, though, they look absolutely gorgeous. Very nice in terms of the visuals. Another company that has done, that followed suit and abandoned X-Plane is Anybuilds. Now, Anybuilds has been really, I'm sure it's been making a lot of money with Microsoft. They built in a lot of the aircraft that are built in to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. They're not even available on the Anybuild store, but I'm sure that they got a very handsome compensation for their efforts there with Microsoft. So you've seen some scenery developers have also abandoned X-Plane, but there are those who stuck to their guns and they remained committed to X-Plane while developing also for Microsoft Flight Sim. And obviously there are very few developers today that exclusively develop for the X-Plane platform, for obvious reasons that we know and we've discussed many times here on the channel. Which developer stands out in X-Plane with GA aircraft? V-Flight Air. V-Flight Air and Airfoil Labs are excellent. I would also add to the list Aerobasque. Aerobasque has really developed very high fidelity aircraft for a general aviation aircraft for X-Plane. So those three names, I think there are of course others. But if you're really looking for something very high fidelity, something that comes very well polished, nice sounds, flight model accuracy, then those are the three names that I would recommend. As a matter of fact, Airfoil Labs has only developed 2 aircraft thus far. They are working on a 737 MAX now, and they are in advanced stages of testing it. But their Airfoil Lab Cessna 172 and their King Air 350 are amongst the very best add-ons, very best general aviation aircraft created for Flight Sim. It's very, very, very good. And quite frankly, if you were like contemplating between those two, the Airfoil Labs 172 versus the King Air, I'd say go for the King Air, because the fidelity of the King Air is really, really up there. It's really one of the best general aviation aircraft. There are many others, by the way, but those are the names that were I should say very consistent in their delivery. Although I've heard some things about Airfoil Labs support that it's not all that great. Personally, I haven't had any problems with them. But yeah, Arabesque, Airfoil Labs, V-Flight Air are excellent. There is also Captain Iceman series, a couple of aircraft there, the Seminole and another aircraft I can't recall. But those are also very excellent aircraft, twin prop aircraft. They're very, very good. And Jetstream? Jetstream. I don't know. Jetstream, remind me, which airplane do they have? I hear the name, it does ring a bell to me, but I can't recall which aircraft they've developed. All right, so we are at the VR, Romeo Sierra Whiskey. We can begin our descent a little, maybe in about 5 minutes from now. So if we look here, we are entering our star. Now we can see the descent to destination is about 600 feet per minute with 116 nautical miles still to our destination. These clouds are looking really nice, don't they? Yeah, look at that, guys. It's really good. Wow. Yeah. Well, let me take a quick look here at the cabin. 20 Celsius in the cabin, very pleasant. And so yeah, those are the same. I think Iceman. Yeah, Iceman is very good. Yeah, Captain Iceman and Jetstream. There you go. Yes. So that's it's the same company. They work together. Not the same, but they work together. So yeah, so those are really general aviation aircraft that are definitely worth it in X-Plane, and I highly recommend anything by Arabesque. Their aircraft are really very well developed, excellent sounds, flight model. Again, the attention to detail, the quality control that they have is really very good. Hello, Rob. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you with us this evening. And yeah, I am. Other than V Skycheck, I think the guys are not here today. Stan, the usual crowd. Stan, Dougal, Brand. Not sure. I hope they are all well. And our next stream, guys, is going to be in X-Plane. And I am really, really tempted to do a Zebo flight. Maybe I'll do a poll and ask you guys to let me know what you want. But it's definitely going to be X-Plane because I do miss X-Plane. I think the last couple of streams we've done in Microsoft Flight Sim, but definitely worth it. The Baron and the Bonanza deserve a lot of coverage, and I plan on studying those two aircraft a little more. Obviously, today I've showed you, basic operation of the aircraft. I do want to study the aircraft a little bit more to be able to provide you guys with better insights and better understanding of the aircraft. We are also going to be doing failures as well. It's just for extra challenge and extra fun. And I really am very sorry, guys, if I sound tired, because I am very tired. So my eyes are like half closed right now. I'm just really feeling very sleepy. It's been very tiring. So thanks, Sam. Yes, I just got back from work. Oh, wow. What time is it over there right now, V Skycheck? All right, so we are going through some really scattered clouds here, but they look really good, don't they? Yeah, this scene is really, really nice. Look at that, guys. It's really nice. So everything is configured, everything is in tip-top shape right now. We are at 19 Celsius, still okay. 18 10 Zulu. Ooh, wow. So you work until 6, don't you? The engine sound is good. Wide nose, could fall asleep to that. Yeah, I could too. Yeah, I'm just really feeling a little bit out of it today. And yeah, I just don't feel my normal self. One of the highlights of the day today was the parent consultation meeting for my son. As I've told you guys, he's moved on to an American school after many, many years in the British system. And, you know, if you ask me, the British system is where it's a good educational system to establish the base. So if you want a strong base, a strong background, they are very disciplined as well. So and that's part of the reason why I decided to move him to an American school, is because of the extremism in the way they discipline. And I didn't want him. I don't like the military style systems. I just don't. I feel that it's not suitable for a kid growing up. So this was partly the decision why I moved him to the American system. Also, one of the things that you'll notice, which is very, very interesting, is that in the British system of education, the focus is always on the individual. So it's really doing everything on your own, learning everything on your own, and delivering everything on your own, which is okay as an educational philosophy, and I think it teaches you a lot. But what I really value in the American system is the fact that they instill teamwork into the curriculum. And so a lot of the projects that students do, they do it together. So today was the first ever parent consultation that I've had for him in the new school. And I was really proud to hear all the comments from all the teachers. So very, very happy to see him settled in very well, and everything's working out well for him. He's already made a lot of friends in his new school, so I'm very happy for him. How would you compare the Baron to the Duke? Well, the Duke, I think, is a little bit more intimidating aircraft to operate. It's a little bit more intricate. Engine start, for example, is not as straightforward as the Baron or the Bonanza for that reason. So, but I think it's a very enjoyable aircraft. Again, high fidelity aircraft, an authentic experience of the Duke, again from Black Square. So definitely, it's up there in the high fidelity aircrafts, study level aircraft. Exactly. Here in Sweden, all focus is on individual development and well-being. That makes the best student. Also, Finland is compared to the best education in the world for children. I see, Viskacek. So, yeah. I think in Sweden and also Finland, I think you guys are amongst the happiest nations as well in the world. Along with Norway. So when you say British system is not what most British people experience, only the 1%, 99% of the British kids study in a much more modern system like the American one. Public schools. I see, Steve. I suspected that because I'll tell you why. Now, the curriculum here is it comes actually from the UK. The teachers are from the UK, but there is the influence of the management who's not from the UK. The principals are, but I think the decision makers maybe are not. And of course, it is mandatory that they learn, like in the public and the private schools in Kuwait, they are required to learn Arabic as well as part of the curriculum. And so there is this mixed culture in the school. But they have, this really rigid system of negatives, and it's like if you miss something or if you forget your book, you get a negative, and then 3 negatives, you go to a detention and something like that. And that really stresses the students. I mean, it's not a good thing to put them under stress. So what you described is like Eton and Harrow, the most exclusive schools. Ah, I see. Okay. Exactly. All of Scandinavia is the happiest in the world. The reason is our checks and balances. Yes, the taxes are a bit higher, but we also have the very best quality on many areas. Yeah, I agree with. That I agree with. See, here in Kuwait, we do not pay taxes. That's the thing. So, but the public schools here are really not up to the mark. So, if you can afford it here, it's best that you take your kids to a private school, and you need to do a lot of research before you take them, because each school has their own rules and their own. The curriculum is the same, so it comes from the UK, for example, for British schools, and for the American schools, it comes from the United States. They follow. So my daughters had to go through the IG and the A levels, and all that is equivalent to the GCSE, I believe that's what it's called in the UK. So their exams, they come from the UK. They are actually marked in the UK and sent back here. So, yeah, but the thing is just really the system, the way that the system works. So anyway, I come from the American system. So, question, is Kuwait a good city for you as tourists? Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. They'll love you, man. They'll probably grab you from the street, take you for, they'll invite you over for lunch, and see, the U.S., the British people in Kuwait are very, very welcome, and they are very well liked and loved by the Kuwaiti people. And that, of course, goes back to the 90s. We understand, we never forget the role of the United Kingdom and the U.S. in the liberation of Kuwait. And I remember at the time it was George Bush the father and Margaret Thatcher was the prime minister. And their role was instrumental in the liberation of Kuwait. So, the British people and the Americans are very much welcome here in Kuwait. Any nationality, as a matter of fact, is welcome in Kuwait. Very friendly people, very friendly atmosphere. There isn't really much for you to do other than good food, I have to say. But yeah, if you're ever in the area, just give me a call, shoot me an email. I'll be sure to take you around to some nice places and show you around and treat you to some good Kuwaiti food as well. All right, we are going to begin our descent now towards Orlando. So we are going to come here to our device. We are going to click once here. We're going to go to the outer knob and set this to 2000 and click, we're going to click here on the inner knob, set this to 1600, and then we're going to click here and set the rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute. There we go. We're going to arm, engage. There we go. And now we've begun the descent. We're going to ease off on the power here to maintain our speed. So let me put that down there a little bit. There we go. All right, let's bring up our checklist real quick. And we want to go to the descent. So the cabin altitude goal, set destination altitude. So if we look at the destination altitude, let's see here. Do we have it here? It should be somewhere here. Where's the airport elevation? All right, so airport elevation is 96. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to set this to... Actually, it will... right about there is fine. Okay, perfect. And cowl flaps are closed. Throttle reduce. Mixture enriching. So we're gonna bring the mixture back. There we go. Throttle is done. Engine performance monitor. Cylinder head temperature minimum 116 Celsius. So if we look at CHT here, we are definitely above 116. So we are good. Excellent. And we have now begun the descent towards Orlando. We are going to set the altimeter now. There we go. Altimeter is set. And we are descending at exactly 1,000 feet per minute. Good to know how QA. Thanks for... No worries at all, my friend. No worries at all. And please be sure to let me know if you are ever here in Kuwait. I'll be more than happy to, you know, take you and show you around. The reason I talk about learning and process even in flight sim community. Absolutely. vSkyCheck, you are always a person that brings a lot of insight in just about every subject that we speak about. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Right. So engine performance. So all of that is done. And next is going to be our approach checklist. Let's take a look here at the cabin. Now, obviously, the temperature is going to increase as we make it towards Orlando, as we descend. So we're going to bring this down here a little bit. Right, there we go. And we continue the descent now. If we look here at the flight plan, so let me show you and tell you what I intend to do. If we go to the flight plan here, so we're going to fly to mine, and then let me click here. All right, so let me show you here. So this is the approach. So after ORL here, or maybe at Unity, we will just fly direct to Surrey, and from Surrey, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's clear that. Actually, what we'll do... Yeah, Surrey is fine. We'll take Surrey. Why we want to take Surrey? Because Surrey is right here. So it's the very first fix on the ILS there for final. Runway 35 right. So that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, so all is good here. We continue the descent. 16,000 for 1,600. Speed is good, stable. And everything else is set here. I'm going to set my altitude here. Set my heading, beg your pardon. And there we go. Yeah, you guys can tell I'm pretty tired today. Hey, Boeing Corp Mike, it's been a while, my friend from Logan, New Jersey. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. It's only the truth, vSkyCheck. Wow, this is a spectacular scene here. This looks really, really nice. All right, let's take a quick look here. All right, so 1,000 feet per minute, so we're fine here. We're going to continue at the current rate of descent. And we're going to keep monitoring the cabin temperature here. All right, I think we can turn off the pitot heat and windshield heat as well. And continue the descent. What is this in Celsius? 19. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. How have you been, Boeing Corp Mike? It's been a while, my friend. I hope you are well. That is a really spectacular view there. Look at that, guys. Very nice. What happened here? Did I disengage the autopilot? I think maybe I've clicked something and disengaged the autopilot. So let's see here. There's the autopilot again. Nav. Arm and engage. Yeah, I think I must have pressed something and messed things around. While I was fiddling around with the views there. Sim Drive Fly. How are you doing, my friend? It does look amazing. Yes, very good. I'm flying the iFly 737 MAX. Great plane, lots of fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like I messed things up there with the autopilot. The cockpit textures are really of the first order on this Baron. Looks really, really good. All right, I'm going to put this away for the time being. And this is, by the way, the baggage door. This key, if you click this key, it would open the baggage door there at the front of the aircraft. We're looking good. And once we are right here at mine, we are going to fly direct to Sea-Ray. So that's going to be, we're going to cut through, we're not going to go and fly this whole approach, and it actually goes up and then comes back and then intercepts the ILS, which is a bit long. So we're just going to cut it short from mine here. We're going to fly direct to the initial fix on our final approach to Orlando runway 35 right. Dougal McTavish is in the house, ladies and gents. Hello, my friend. Quick hello from me whilst prepping another world flight sector. These Baron aircraft are simply outstanding. Yes, they are. I'm very glad to have you here with us, Dougal. And I hope you are enjoying your VATSIM flights. Right, there we go. Looking good. And as we approach the ground, things actually start looking better. The sounds are just phenomenal. Very nice. Right, 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. Very nice clouds as well. It's a nice approach. We are going to record our approach and landing into Orlando, but this time I'm going to make sure that I don't hit the flyby button and ruin everything like last time. That's very funny, SimDrive. Yeah, I think BS aircraft is an unfortunate abbreviation, and surely it is, yeah. Migraine, so watching with one eye closed. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. That's a good observation there, SimDrive. Yeah. All right. Wow, this looks so nice. Look at that, guys. Wow. Looks so, so nice. All right. Let's take a quick look at the weather here at our destination. So Orlando, weather 3010. So visibility is fine, 38. That's going to be a little bit bumpy for our aircraft, but nothing too serious. So we've got some scattered clouds. 3,000, 19, 26. So we're not going to worry about that. So a few clouds at 3,000. Temperature is 24, humidity 61. Yeah, I think everything's fine here. Let me just bring this here, take a look. Ooh. All right, so we're going to bring this back here. There we go. So that should bring it down. All right. And we are looking good, 7,000 for 1,600 feet. All right, now here's the turn towards Unity, as you can see. And we'll let the aircraft do its thing here. Now, we'll be able to fly direct to Sirai, which is here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to ease off also on the throttles a little bit. There we go. All right, so here is Unity now. And what we're going to do is go to our flight plan. So we're going to come down here. We are going to click on flight plan. We're going to click this once. Then we are going to cycle through into Sirai here. We're going to click the direct to button. It highlights this one. And we're going to say enter and activate. And now we're going to fly. We're about 23 nautical miles from Sirai. Benny is in the house. Captain. Oh, thank you very much, Benny. 47 months of support. Benny, hats off, my friend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Benny. All right, so 6,000 for 1,600. And now we are about 22 nautical miles from Sirai, as you can see here. And things are looking good. Let me switch this back to flight plan. There we go, as you can see here. So we are going to begin reducing our speed now as we approach the final leg of our final sector of our flight. A little bit of clouds as we've seen in the Maytarb at 3,000. But overall, this looks really, really good, guys. Wow, look at that. Wow. Okay. Here's 5,000. We're looking good. We've set our course to 05 degrees, which is the radial for the ILS. Let's go ahead and configure the second unit here. So we're going to come here and we're going to set the this to 11.15. Right, that's set. And now it's the active. So we've got it configured on both Garmin devices. And we are now almost there, folks. Yeah, definitely MSFS is looking very good now. We can click, I think here, for noise cancellation. There, and we can control the volume. There we go. We'll bring them back once we are ready for the final approach. We're about, let's take a look here. So we're about 14 nautical miles, so we're looking good. 3,000. So another 1,500 feet or so for our platform altitude. Very nice. Let me check one thing here. Yeah, those are turned off. That I don't like. Oof. That was really annoying, wasn't it? I thought that was on. Now we can even hear the engine sounds better. God, that was really agonizing. Yeah, the noise cancellation, it's a bit in a it says here phone jack, and if you click that, then it puts it. Then with the mouse, if you click, you can increase or decrease the sounds. But yeah, we'll leave it off now, and enjoy the engine sounds as we arrive into our destination. We are at 2,000, so 400 feet to go. We will level off at 1,600 feet, guys, for our arrival into Orlando, runway 35 right. Everything has been configured, so we're good. We are going to come here to the checklist. Approach, seats and seat belts are secure. The cabin altitude has been set to the altitude elevation of our arrival airport. Fuel selectors are on. Fuel imbalance 15 gallons. Landing lights are already on. Pitot heat if temperature is less than 4 Celsius, which is not. Window heat is off. Propeller heat is off. Air conditioning off. So we're going to turn off the air conditioning system if it's on, which is not. So if you look here, this is at 20 Celsius now. And we are leveling off now at 1,600 feet. We will maintain the current altitude. So flaps for approach, we'll worry about that later. Cowl flaps, we'll leave them. Actually, we can open the cowl flaps now. So we'll open those. There we go. The weather is a little bit warm. Mixture. All right, so everything here is set, and the next one is the landing checklist. So we'll take that off, and we are looking good. Just a few more minutes, and we should be at our destination. 20 Celsius right now here in the cabin. Yeah, I'm glad that was helpful for you. It took me a while to figure it out myself, but the wind sound from FS Realistic was really, really bad. It was really agonizing. It's much, much cleaner now. And the airport is to our left. Looking good. Just a little bit of throttle here to maintain our speed as we make the final turn to intercept the localizer runway 35 right at Orlando. All looking good, and yeah, definitely it's been a fun flight on this Baron. Okay, let me zoom in here on our final leg. Just really, really nice. Right, another one here. Perfect. That is really a nice approach into Orlando. I always turn them off on FS Realistic. Yeah, they are very annoying, aren't they? I turned them off for all aircraft. I wasn't sure why I haven't done it for this one. But then I suspected something was off because the sounds were just really very agonizing. Just too loud. So, I think it makes it a bit unrealistic, to be honest. I think I like them much better now. Right, here we go. Let's do one more. That's right. So we're about to make the turn. There we go. Here's the turn. And we can see we're going to leave this exactly the same. So the approach course has been set to 005 degrees. And now we have the runway should be actually ahead of us now. Yeah, the airport is right ahead of us right now. So here's what we're going to do now. We have this already set. So what we'll do, folks, is we are going to come over here. We are going to go to CDI VLOC. We're going to go heading select. And then we're going to go approach. And then we are going to change this a little bit. There we go. 05 is that's 360. That's 05 degrees right there. Okay, perfect. And now we can start reducing power. We can see approach and glide slope are both on. So the aircraft is now aligning itself with the runway 35 right. Start bringing the speed down a little bit. And we can see now also the glide slope appearing here. So let's bring up the landing checklist. So this is cabin differential is 0, which if we go here, it's exactly 0, which is good. The propellers are on high RPM. All right, that's done. Mixture maximum power. Laps as required. And we're good here. So we are going to set that here. We're going to bring now the speed down. All right, let's bring the speed down. Right, we're going to go first approach flaps. Right, let's make sure we have power. And we'll see the glide slope needle starts moving in just a little bit here. We are on the localizer. And we'll wait just a little while before we lower the landing gear. I don't think we need the cowl flaps, the cowl flaps closed, so open. So we're going to close them. All is looking good. Cylinder head temperature, everything's in the green. We're looking good. All right, we're going to come here to FCR. We're going to go to record, and we're going to record this session from this point forward. We'll put this here in this side and focus on our approach now. Right, here we go. We should begin the descent shortly. So what I'm going to do now is lower the landing gear. Right, landing gear is down. And there we go. The aircraft is now descending towards the runway. Glide slope is active. Looking good. Thank you very much, V-Sky Check. Right, we're looking good. Let's take a quick look here at the outside. Look at that, ladies and gents. Wow. I mean, this is very immersive. Looks really, really good. All right, we're going to go to flaps full. Flaps are in transit. And at 1,000 feet, we'll disconnect the autopilot and hand fly the aircraft. Let me set my speed. Okay, looking good. Everything is in tip-top shape for the arrival. Okay. All right, very well. Let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot. So I'll bring back the yoke and my aircraft. That is a really beautiful approach into Orlando. Landing, as always. All right, welcome to Orlando, ladies and gents. And we'll take a quick look at the replay just in a second here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. We're gonna say stop the recording. And let's go ahead and play it. We can move this down here, maybe. There we go. We'll put this back, and let's take a look. We had a little bit of wind, but overall it was pretty good. No flyby for sure. Wow, this is beautiful. Really, really nice approach into Orlando. From this angle, it looks just really amazing.
that was a tough one. We might as well ask for an inspection.
All right. Take plane control. You have control. And there we go. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was definitely a fun flight. It was a bit long for my liking. But yeah, it's a general aviation aircraft, so you can travel at like 300 knots an hour. So have a beta range? No, I don't think it does. So this is like, I don't think it has a beta range. No. All right, here we go. Let's retract the flaps. And I see something over there. Maybe we'll just go and park the aircraft there. Not bother with the main terminal. Okay. Landing lights off. Taxi lights. Strobes off. And whoop. This scenery is by Microsoft Asobo. Yeah, definitely we have we can go somewhere there, park the aircraft. So let's do that. Looks like there's a JetBlue hangar there, a maintenance hangar more than likely. But I tell you guys, I thoroughly enjoyed the flight. Was any indication when we might get a King Air like this? Ooh, good question. I don't know. But yeah, this is not a bad rendition of the airport by Asobo. Well, find me a spot, because I am absolutely toast, guys. I am just so tired. Alright, let's see here. Maybe we'll bring the aircraft to a stop somewhere here by those hangars and call it a day. And I don't think the airport has this kind of like a ramp there going up and down. The contours on the airport I don't think are right. But yeah, let's yeah guys, I'm just gonna bring the aircraft to a stop anywhere here because I am just way too tired and I can barely function. So we'll just bring it somewhere here and we call it a day. Alright, let's do that. Let's bring it over here. There we go. Alright, and we're going to set the parking brake. Parking brake is set, and the first thing you want to do is you want to turn off the lights. We'll leave the beacon here. We're going to turn off the avionics. Prop sync off. Avionics master off. The heaters are off. Okay, so all the switches are now in the off position. Perfect. You can see the prop amp gauge, you know, jumping back and forth when you switch on or off the buttons, which is pretty cool. Alright, and now that we have the avionics master off, we can kill the engines. So mixture, there we go. And we can now turn off the right out, L out, and battery. And we are back into the cold and start stage now. And the, yeah, definitely was a fun flight. And the Baron by Black Square is without a doubt, just like its sister aircraft, the Bonanza, is an exquisite and authentic representation of the Baron 5.8 for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It is built with a lot of care and finesse. the sounds, the visuals, the vitality of the systems, the electronic flight bag and the simulation of the engine and the electrical system of the aircraft, plus the overall feel, the actual flight model of the aircraft, I think are all done to a very high standard, setting the bar very high for anything new that comes now in the general aviation space and flight sim in general, and specifically in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. With that, ladies and gents, we bring this live stream to a conclusion. I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.